Denny S. Bryce, and I am the author of the forthcoming Wild Women in the Blues. But today we are here to talk to debut author Jane Igharo and her fabulous book, which is coming out today, December 29th, September 29th, Ties That Tether. Go ahead, Jane, tell us about your book.
Hello, everyone. My book, Ties That Tether, is a contemporary
Show me that
romance.
book, girl. Show me the book. Yay!
Ties That Tether is a contemporary romance about a Nigerian woman who immigrated to Canada when she was younger. And before leaving, she promised her dying father that she would stay true to their culture by marrying a Nigerian man. But years later, when she's in her 20s, she meets a man who is not Nigerian, he's Spanish. And she falls in love with him. And she's later caught between what her family demands of her and what she wants for herself, between family and love.
So there's a steady flow through your story about a young woman who is dealing with culture, really wanting to stay true to culture, but also in Canada, she's an immigrant. So tell me about that experience for your heroine. And could you pronounce her name? Azire, is it?
Azire, yes, that's her name.
I was close. Look at me.
You are.
Well, tell me about that experience of being in a country, from another country, and wanting to hang on to your culture, but that at the same time, it's somewhat of, sounds like somewhat of a struggle for this character because of her family's differing opinions.
Yeah, so it is very much a struggle for her. I'm also a Nigerian immigrant, so I came from Nigeria to Canada when I was 11 or 12. I can't remember the exact. I think it was either one. My mom would know.
Yeah.
So I relate a lot to this character because it's often a struggle balancing your culture and also your Canadian culture. They're trying to adjust to and adapt to as well, because you're at school and you're with your peers and they don't understand certain things that are Nigerian. So you're caught between two different worlds, basically. When you come home, you're one person, a bit more of a relaxed person because you're being yourself and more of yourself. And then when you're with your peers at school, hanging out, you basically have to adapt because the people around you aren't Nigerian. They aren't your culture. So you have to adapt the more general culture, which is Canadian. And so you can fit in. So that.
Now, what do you feel is her strongest, what helps her the most in dealing with the relationship that she develops with Raphael, as well as the ongoing sort of like in her ear, her mother?
So it's a challenge for her because she loves him, or she's falling in love with him, and he has a culture of his own. His family is they're very cultural. They go to Spain every summer, and so she has to deal with his own culture, his food, his music, and she has to deal with her families as well. And so she gradually throughout the book gets to a point where she feels that she can be both Nigerian, Canadian, even adapt the culture of the man she loves. So it's progressively, not suddenly, to her coming to that realization.
As authors, when we're working with our characters, we always very often identify our main character's flaws. What would you say is your heroine's main flaw? And then tell me about Raphael. How do they cope with whatever this flaw might be? What do you say?
Well, Azare's biggest flaw is that she's complacent. Is that the right word, or complacent? So
I understand that word. Oh yeah.
She wants to please, even though her father has passed away years ago. She still wants to keep that promise she made to him. She wants to please him, and she also wants to please her mother, and that just really keeps her from moving forward with Raphael. And so he, throughout the book, urges her, encourages her to find her voice and, you know, use her voice. So that happens throughout the book. And he does help her in a major way to come to a point when she's like, this is my decision and I'm going to stand by it.
What keeps the excitement going when you were writing the story? What were you feeling when you were writing about this couple that you could tell they should be together, but there was so much in the way of them staying together or finding that true place?
Well, I really wanted to incorporate drama.
Yeah.
So you see Azere not coming to that point of, this is my decision, I'm going to stand by it soon enough. She struggles a lot. And even as I wrote it, I wanted to say, snap out of it and slap her.
Yeah.
And so I feel like a lot of people are going to read them and be like, I want to slap her so bad. She's frustrating me. But growth doesn't come suddenly. It's gradual. And that's Azere's process.
Mm-hmm.
So I really enjoyed writing her growth. That to me is such an essential part of the story. It's one of the themes, finding your voice and standing by your choice. And I loved writing how she got to that point.
How about Raphael? What makes him lovable?
Oh, well, first, if you watch Jane the Virgin, then you know Raphael, the main character, the lead, Jane's love interest, who I base this character off. So
yes.
Enough said. Raphael from Jane the Virgin is so
he's a handsome son of a gun.
He's so handsome and he's sweet. And Raphael from Jane the Virgin is so resilient. No one talks about that, but he really is resilient as a character. And he went through a lot of losses. He had cancer. I believe he lost a child at some point. He dealt with Petra continuously, and he was very resilient. And I feel like my Raphael is also very resilient. He goes through a huge trauma in the book that is, you get a sense of what it might be, but it's completely revealed closer to the end.
Right.
But you can tell that he's closed off initially. Even his family urges him to be more social because of the trauma he's experienced. But I feel like that didn't completely hinder him from being with Azere and falling in love. And even though it wasn't easy for him, he took the steps to moving on with his life and falling in love. So I love Raphael because he's resilient and he went through a trauma, but he still has the means to be happy. So yeah.
So I just really am excited about your book. I'm excited to join us. I want you to raise that book one more time because people need to know. They need to go out, buy it. It's there. It's available. Ties That Tether. And it's Jane's debut novel, but it is a wonderfully crafted story and you all will love it. Thank you. Jane. Really appreciate you doing it.
Thank you so much. This was so much fun.
Yay, fun is good. Thank you.